Hi everybody, I'm Paddy Hunter-Murphy and this is the Senior Pickleball Tips Podcast, where we discuss everything pickleball as it relates to us seniors. Hello everyone and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Paddy and thanks for joining me. In our last episode, we talked about serving for new and advanced beginners. We focused on building a reliable technique, serving consistently, aiming deep, and developing a simple serving routine. Today, we're taking the next step. This episode is for low and high intermediate players, roughly between 3 and 3.9 DUPA. By now, your serve should be dependable. You're no longer just trying to get the ball into play. You're trying to use your serve to influence what happens next. That's an important change in mindset, my friends. You're not expecting to win points outright with your serve. Instead, you're trying to make life just a little more difficult for your opponents so that they don't hit a good return, and so giving yourself the best chance of playing a good third shot. We'll talk about technique, strategy, placement, reading your opponents, and some common mistakes I see intermediate players making all the time, every single week. It happens to us all. So let's get started. Your serve has a job to do. One of the biggest improvements intermediate players can make is changing how they think about the serve. Many players still simply step behind the baseline thinking only one thing: don't miss. Don't miss. Of course, you don't want to miss. But there should be another question running through your mind. What gives me the best chance of winning this rally? Now that's very different from just don't miss. Your serve should be part of your game plan. Every serve should have a purpose. Now, depth is still your best friend. If you've listened to previous episodes, you'll know I'm always talking about depth. That's because it works. A deep serve forces your opponents to hit their return from further back, and that usually means they reach the kitchen later. They often hit with slightly less control and slightly less power. You gain a little more time to prepare your third shot. Those extra fractions of a second matter. They really matter. If I had to choose between a hard serve that lands halfway up the court or a comfortable serve that lands close to the baseline, oh my goodness, I'd choose the deep serve every time. Every blooming time. So, intermediate players, your aim is to serve into the furthest third of their service box. That's what you need to be trying to do. Now, being an intermediate player, placement is actually becoming more important with your serve. At intermediate level, placement really starts to separate players. Rather than simply aiming anywhere inside the service box, start choosing specific targets. 3 targets should become part of your serving strategy. Deep to the backhand, deep through the middle, deep and slightly wider to move your opponent. Now, you don't have to hit the lines. Indeed, don't go for the lines. Don't go to hit the lines. Aim a couple of feet inside the lines. That's where consistency lives. And remember, and you're going to hear this in probably every blooming episode of this podcast: consistency over power. Now, you need to learn about your opponents quickly, especially in competition. So one advantage that experienced players have, especially, dare I say it, us seniors, is in observation. The first few rallies of a game tell you a lot. So ask yourself, who has the weaker backhand? Who struggles with deep serves? Who's moving slowly around the court? Who likes running around their backhand? That often happens. Who returns aggressively? Once you've answered those questions, your serving decisions become much easier. Serve according to what you discover, not according to habit. Now, consistency, of course, is important, but don't give them the same serve every time. Now, this is a general rule, and there is a reason to break this rule that I'll talk about in a little while. You have one serve, okay? You have one serve to get the ball in. Now, many players have just one kind of serve. Exactly the same speed, exactly the same height, exactly the same location. Look, after 3 or 4 rallies, good opponents become comfortable. They get used to it. So instead, introduce small variations. Perhaps one serve goes down the middle, the next to the backhand, the next one a little wider. Maybe one has a little extra pace. Nothing dramatic, just enough to stop your opponent settling into a rhythm. Now, I mentioned just now that it's good to hit different serves the whole time. However, sometimes it's good to break that rule. And here is a tip. If a particular serve is winning you points from the serve, then just keep doing that serve until your opponents get used to it. Then go back to your default serve. You may as well try and get those 2 or 3 or even 4 points, hopefully in a row, there and then, while they're getting used to that serve they find so difficult. Now, always remember, pace has its place. Now, intermediate players often ask me, Paddy, should I serve harder? Yes, sometimes, but not always. Extra pace is useful only if you can maintain your consistency. The moment harder serves begin producing more faults, your own faults that is, you've probably gone too far. So remember, a serve traveling at 95% of your maximum speed is usually much more effective than a 100% serve. Leave yourself a safety margin. And at this point, let me refer you to this podcast on episode 19, where we look at the risk-reward balance. Well worth having a listen. Now let's look at the height over the net. Now here's something many players overlook. Right, if your serves are regularly clipping the tape, look, you're probably aiming too low. Intermediate players don't need to skim the net. A little more height provides, and this is, I know, a bit obvious, it provides greater consistency, better depth, less stress, and fewer free points. Look, it's a simple adjustment, but it very often improves serving almost immediately. So if you're serving too low, heighten the ball a little more over the net and you will see an immediate improvement. As intermediate players, we should be thinking about the third shot before we serve. Now, before you hit the ball, ask yourself, what third shot am I hoping to play? And, this may depend on your early assessment of your opponents. I mean, ideally, you want their return to come to you mid-court and not too strong, so that you can decide whether to drop or drive it. The serve and the third shot shouldn't be separate ideas. They're connected, and good players think 2 shots ahead. Now, you need to try and build pressure slowly, okay? Not every point needs to be blooming, absolutely brilliant and fantastic. Sometimes pressure builds 1 shot at a time. A deep serve, a solid return, a controlled third shot, a patient 5th shot. Eventually, your opponents make the mistake. Intermediate players often try forcing winners too early. Let pressure do the work. Now, interestingly, I interviewed Lee Whitwell, the #1 senior female in the world, and you'll find this in episode 50 of this podcast. And she simply said, I don't go to hit winners. I place the ball to make it as difficult as possible for my opponents. Now that is gold dust, my friends. So take a bit of Lee onto the court with you. So what about serving under pressure? Now, it's amazing how many serves suddenly find the net at 10-10. This has happened to us all. Why? Because players change what they do. They swing harder or slower or tighter. And this happens when you're at 10-10, and you can put it into the net very easily. It can be a nightmare. Now, in the second part of this episode, we'll look at what we can do in that situation. But for now, we'll take a short 1-minute break.
Quick message. We've just launched something completely free for senior pickleball players. As many of you know, my brother Terry and I run the Senior Pickleball Tips Facebook group, now with over 140,000 members from 63 countries. I know, it's crazy. And we are in the process of building the new Senior Pickleball Academy. Inside, you'll learn in different ways. You can watch coaching videos, listen to podcasts, try the drills and join live group webinars. We're also creating 4 levels: new beginners, advanced beginners, low intermediates and high intermediates, each with its own content so you can improve step by step. And the best part, it's free to join. Just click the link in the show notes and let's build the world's best senior pickleball community together. Okay, now let's get back to the podcast.
So, you're serving badly and you're looking to make a terrible mistake at 10-10. What do? It's simple, folks. Trust your routine. Use exactly the same preparation you've used all match. Use your serving routine. And this is why it is so important. We've been through this before in the last episode, but it's important to reinforce this. Use your serving routine. Bounce the ball once or twice. Take a deep breath. Clearly call the score. Choose your target. Commit to your swing. Pressure doesn't create mistakes. Changing your routine often does. This is so important. Now, serving in tournaments. A lot of us play in tournaments. I love rec play, but I certainly love a bit of competition. I do like to win, so I do play in tournaments. Now, tournament play feels different. There's more noise. Sometimes there's spectators. There are longer waits between matches. Everything's different. Different courts, different lighting, different surface, sometimes different balls. Don't expect your serve to feel perfect immediately. Give yourself a few serves to settle. Focus on rhythm rather than perfection. Use your default serve. The players who adapt quickest, obviously, usually perform the best. Now, practicing, you've got to practice, my friends, right? Many players spend 15 minutes hitting serves with no target. Okay, that's better than nothing, but come on, you can do much better than that. Choose targets. I use a large towel. Keep a score. Challenge yourself. For example, can you land 8 out of 10 serves onto your large towel, which is in the far corner of their service box? Can you hit 6 backhand targets in a row? Can you alternate between middle and wide without missing? Practicing under a little pressure prepares you for real matches. So if you're in rec play, you are under a little pressure, but not like in competitive play. So practice your serves, okay? Practice these things so you get better and you get a routine and you get a rhythm. So what are the biggest mistakes I see? Right, the biggest mistake intermediate players make isn't technical. It's becoming predictable. Predictable placement, predictable pace, predictable decisions. Your opponents soon become comfortable. Instead, keep asking yourself, what serve would they least like to receive right now? Probably something that's deep. Sometimes it's in the middle, sometimes it's wide, sometimes it's a spin serve. Sometimes it's simply another reliable serve to the backhand. Good serving is intelligent serving. Okay, let's look at the mental side of serving. In pickleball, you have one serve. We know this. If you miss your serve, you've lost the point. Now, nothing more. You've lost a point. Forget it immediately. Don't carry frustration into the next rally. Each serve is a fresh opportunity, okay? Confidence grows from trusting your process, not dwelling on your mistakes. And you might want to go back to this podcast to episode 60, where we look at mindfulness and especially being a goldfish. And I'll just let that rest in your mind. So, for all intermediate players, we need to have a default serve that goes safe into the service box, preferably into the furthest half of their service box, okay? We need to have a serving routine. Now, low intermediates, try and have 2 other different serves, possibly a very high and deep lob serve, maybe, or a wide serve, possibly. High intermediates, have those 2 different serves, have another 1 or 2 different serves as well. Possibly, I don't know, a short, very wide spin serve. This could go to the backhand, or it could go the other way to the forehand. Now, for example, the serves I use are these. I have a default, quite strong serve into the back half of their service box. That's my default go-to serve. I have a spin serve that cuts left to right into the middle of their service box, bearing in mind that I'm a righty. I have a power serve. I'm trying to develop this power serve into the back half of the service box. I don't use that regularly, but it's there to give it a try if I need to. I also have a high, slow lob serve, again, into the back half of the service box. And I also have, I like to say in my arsenal, two, they're quite risky serves. They're both heavy spin serves. One is left to right, which is a short, soft serve into the right side service box that goes very, very wide. And the other one is a sort of side spin serve, right to left, into the left-hand service box, again, going very wide. I don't use them a lot. I use them to try and get myself out of a pickle, but they're there if I think it's a good idea to go for them. We cover all these serves in the Senior Pickleball Academy, so check them out there. So 5 things every intermediate server should remember. As you walk behind the baseline, try running through these 5 reminders. First, aim deep. Depth remains your greatest weapon. Aim for the furthest third of their service box. Second, pick a target. Never serve without a purpose. Third, stay unpredictable. Mix your locations and occasionally vary your pace. Fourth, think about your third shot. Your serve is preparing the rally, not finishing it. And fifth, trust your routine. Go to your service routine, have it there always. It will help you, especially when the score becomes tight. So, final thoughts, intermediate level serving. One of the biggest difference between intermediate and more advanced players is not athletic ability. So, as seniors, this is good news. It's decision making. Advanced players understand that every serve begins building the rally. They're already thinking ahead. They've noticed weaknesses. They're making small adjustments throughout the match. The good news is that every one of those skills can be learned. You don't need a faster serve, you need a smarter serve. So next time you play, don't measure success by how hard you hit the ball. Measure it by what happens when your opponents return it. If your serves are producing weaker returns, giving you easier third shots and allowing you to play your preferred game, then that is absolutely blooming brilliant, because your serve is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And that's where you want to be. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this 2-part series on the serve has given you some ideas to take onto the court this week. If you've enjoyed today's episode, I'd really appreciate it if you could follow the podcast and leave a review. It helps more senior pickleball players to discover this show. And if you'd like to take your game even further with structured coaching videos, detailed drills, live sessions, and a fantastic community of senior players from all over the world, come and join us inside the free Senior Pickleball Academy. The link is in the show notes. So, folks, my friends, until next time, play smart, stay patient, keep improving, and listen, I'll see you on the courts.
Hopefully, you don't want to miss an episode. So please find us on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, or Amazon. Actually, you could even just ask Alexa. But also remember, We've got the Facebook group that is now running at over 150,000 members. And we have the new Senior Pickleball Academy, which is free. So please find the link in the show notes and join. And we really look forward to seeing you there. Okay, you take care. Bye for now.